I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. I need to.
Live and die!
It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger. Thirst.
Move aside!
First things first, alright? Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin by Square Enix and Team Ninja, the same folks who did Nioh, whatever you might call it, and also precisely why this is an action-oriented, just like Sekiro or any other game in that genre, now has a release date of March 18th, with multiplayer, crossplay support, and a lot of boss fights. I think it's also safe to say Origin is gonna kick some real ass. Anyway, this one's targeting all consoles and PCs, and this is how it looks like.
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. If you could, I would be grateful if you looked for him.
Chaos.
I'll crush you! Know when you're beaten!
You all know Granblue Fantasy Relink at this point. You must. I mean, come on, it was announced like 100 years ago already. Anyway, Relink is now coming to the PlayStation consoles only, and that's all within the next 6 months. I have reason to believe this game's even currently finished development and into fine-tuning territory. This is how it looks like. In case you're unfamiliar with it, just make sure to stay tuned if you're wondering about that precise release date in the coming weeks. As in the case of Final Fantasy XVI, which also didn't show up at the Tokyo Game Show, which was a bit disappointing, also yet to be given a release date, in case you're wondering, now actually just received an update that actually said this game's done with its basic development and into expanding territory, which basically translates it's not coming out in 2022, so it's either 2023 or the next year. Here's a bit of its gameplay, in case you missed it, and just make sure to stay tuned for a release window in the coming months.
What do you mean you refuse? Did you not pledge your sword to our cause?
What does it matter? It was the Dalmex who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
Dragoons. Imperial Vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
Alright, quite a moment folks at Gust, developers by the way, went on to reveal another trailer for Atelier Sophie 2, while the alchemist served the mysterious dream, including a couple new characters and some new gameplay elements. That's right, the new Sophie is now scheduled to be released worldwide February 25th next year for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and also PCs. Check out Sophie's new adventure after she wakes up in a brand new world.
だから私がプラフタですって。まさかこんな反応が？できる人ができることをやるのが一番。ってよし、頑張っていこう。この剣は切れますよ。
私の夢は錬金術でみんなを幸せにすることだから。
Sacrifice, on the other hand, which is an RPG inspired by the 90s superb Nintendo's hits, also from a small team that's even called Pixelated Milk, hence why you can actually count the pixels here. No complaint though, to be perfectly clear, this game looks amazing, and it even blends things insanely. So check it out, Sacrifice Kickstarter just at its top goals, and now it's targeting all consoles and PCs December next year. Another Valthirian Arc game is about to hit the gaming scene, and actually ahead of its release you can have a go with it as well. Check out Valthirian Arc Hero School Story 2. They said the game's roughly about 90% done, and well, generally, in case you're wondering what I'm even talking about this whole time, this game's an RPG and a management sim, so if those two are part of your thing, you might want to take a quick look at this as well. About almost 2 years ago, from Rabbit and Bear Studios, we came across one of the best looking JRPGs of all time out of a Kickstarter campaign, which blew up, by the way, called Eiyuden Chronicle's 100 Heroes. Now, why 100 heroes, you might ask? Because you can recruit over 100 characters to get shit done. Which sounds confusing, maybe even a bit too much, but trust me, the effort they put into this game is insane. The music, the folk behind the game, they're not nobody. Look it up. So, Shin Megami Tensei 5 by Atlus now has a release date of November 12th, and into the Nintendo Switch only. It's an exclusive game. Anyway, before that happens, Atlus came out with a huge batch of Day 1 DLC to dig into with the announcement of a new trailer, here in its glory, showcasing some really interesting elements of the JRPG, enemies, and etc. This is how it looks like.
どこの誰がもたらした力か知れぬが、その技、我らのために使ってもらうぞ。
ベテルの定めし秩序を胸に戦え。神とそれを信じるベテルの者たち。今でもその秩序を守ろうとあがいておる。死んでくれる？悪魔から東京を守るのは絶対に正しいことだ。
Alright, no more than a few months ago, NIS America and Falcom announced 4 Legend of Hero games, all scheduled for a Nintendo Switch release eventually. First of the bunch, so to speak, is Trails from Zero, which is, if I understood correctly, closest to release when that is before 2023 arrives. They even said maybe fall 2022, and this is how it looks like. Check it out quick. いざとなったらお兄さんがフォローしてやるぜ。行きます。そこ。まずかな。かけるぞ。バカッター。オッケーです。 NIS America then came up with the announcement of Hajimari no Kiseki, what translates to Trails into Reverie. This game, on the other hand, actually takes place after the events of Trails of Cold Steel 4. But that's the only thing I actually know about all this. Here's some of the gameplay they came up with and a vague release window of 2023, which, if I had to guess, would be early 2023, so just keep it in mind now. Alright, Rune Factory 5 now has a release date of March 25th. Due out next year, there's a few options to go with this one, but if you like souvenirs, just in case, there's even an $80 edition going by Earthmate that will give you a hefty amount of those, and to be honest, it ain't that expensive either. Anyway, this game's a farming sim, kind of though, but an RPG nevertheless, been in development for a good amount of time as well. This is how it looks like.
So, where did you come from? What brings you to our peculiar little slice of the frontier?
Work hard, stay on guard.
I await whatever the day may bring.
I can learn a lot from someone like you.
Did any of you ever get a chance to go for Trails of Cold Steel games? Well, no, me neither, but I've heard they're really good games. Anyway, the spin-off of that game titled Legend of Nayuta, Boundless Trails, is under development by NIS America and is slated to hit Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 in 2023. Check it out. This game's an action-based, as you can see, and not a turn-based one. Yeah. Well, moving on, we have a new trailer giving us a new look at Blue Reflection, which is a follow-up to the Magical Girl adventure in Aura Kingdom. Anyone? Anyway, the second light releases November 9th, and Quaytech will announce that the RPG will now receive a free demo before its release as well. Not sure when, but probably in just a few days from now, so just keep it in mind for now.
何が正解かわかんないよ。青ちゃん、青。きっとできるよ。そうだ。私は一人じゃない。私たちならできないことなんて何もない。ブルーリフレクション。対。
ノゼリア大陸全土が戦火に包まれた煙鉄大戦から30年。
Alright, Triangle Strategy, on the other hand, one of the highly hyped, up-and-coming turn-based tactical RPGs by Square Enix, now has a release date of March 4th next year and into the Nintendo Switch exclusively. This is from the same folk that brought Octopath Traveler our way. What an amazing game, by the way. So just in case you're still new to the French, this over here should give you a really good idea of what it's all about. But at heart, like I said, it's a tactical turn-based RPG. Check it out.
セレノアとフレデリカ、王国第二王子ロラ、忠実な参謀ベネディクトと共にそれぞれの信念をかけた壮絶な戦いが幕を開ける。ドット絵と 3DCG の融合、 HD2D で描かれる戦記群像劇。個性豊かなキャラクターたち、主人公を支えるのはウォルフォート家兵長エラドール・バランタイン、ウォルフォート家密偵アンナ・パスカル、グリンブルク王国親衛大使ヒューエット・バクラー、エスフロスト公国次女ジーラ・ブレイス、戦略性の高いタクティクスバトル、地形や仲間の特性を生かし敵軍を撃て。そして分岐する重厚なストーリー、行動と選択により蓄積される信念が物語の行く末を大きく左右する。
here's a bit of a surprise. This is news to me, but a spin-off of the upcoming Eiyuden Chronicle's 100 Heroes was revealed at TGS, I don't know, action-packed, side-scrolling, town-building, beauty of a reveal going by Eiyuden Chronicles Rising. Here's a brief look at its gameplay. This game will also release in spring 2022 for PCs, consoles, and also the Nintendo Switch. Check it out.
ある時代、ある場所、一人の男が何者の瞳にも映ることなく、ひっそりとこの世に現れた。
And last but not least, an enhanced version of Demon Gaze going by Demon Gaze Extra is also coming to the Nintendo Switch and also the PlayStation 4. This one will feature enhanced graphics, better controls of course, with some plans to add additional content later on. Demon Gaze Extra, the enhanced version of the original PSP dungeon crawling hit JRPG from almost a decade ago, releases once again December 9th into the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Like I said, check it out.